right, time for my just before I get into my 17 under 17 under 97. I'll call it that now. It's just not a catchy title anyway. But the reason I've got a hectic mullet going on is I'm a part of a team doing the mullets for mental health with the Black Dog Institute. So I'll be leaving a donation link in my social media and in the description of this video and episode. So feel free to, if you can, go donate to that. It's a good cause, especially in these tough times of lockdown. There's a lot of people struggling, so that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, time for the 17 under 97. I've put a minimum of 12 games in. The AFL do a minimum of 12. They have a less games in the season, but with like Origin and stuff, I thought I'll just do 12 as well. All right, number one, I've got Latrell Mitchell. The fullback spot was probably the hardest. There was Will Kennedy, Kalen Ponga, Reece Walsh, some of the other best selections, but I've stuck with Latrell. I'm doing it mainly based on this season. It's hard to exclude some bias based on history, but I'm trying to just do this season, and I think Latrell's been the best. Ponga, definitely not been his best this year. Reece Walsh has been really good, but I don't think he's been at the level of Latrell, who's just been a very, very consistent player this season when he's been on the park. Killed it for New South Wales, obviously, in a different position, but for me, it's Latrell. The wingers, I have Jason Saab and Brian To'o. The perfect wing combination for me. You've got a meter eater and To'o, a try-scoring machine in Saab. So for me, that was a no-brainer. Garrick and Tuolangi were probably the other two I considered. Centers, I've got Morgan Harper and Remus Smith, two of the best centers in the competition right now. Herbie Farnworth and Brad Park were stiff to miss out, but for me, Morgan Harper's just been incredible since he's been found by the Seagulls pretty much. And Remus, I know he's playing in a favourable position at the Storm, but he's scoring a lot of tries, very good defensively as well. For me, he's a must-have. Then in the 6 and 7, I could have gone controversial, but I didn't think there was much conversation. Luai and Cleary, it's got to be the New South Wales halves. In my opinion, actually, no, he's probably still got to go Munster in the Australian team, but pretty close to the Australian 6 and 7. You got to go them. I was tempted to go Dewey over Luai. I think Dewey's been very underrated this year. Incredible player, but I think Jerome's first half of the season sort of been forgotten. It was very, very good. In the front row, I've got Payne Haas and Taniela Paseka. The front row is definitely a weakness in this team. I guess it's because players sort of take a bit longer to progress into like real first graders in the front row. So there weren't too many actually eligible. So Payne Haas and Paseka for me. Reid Marnie at the hooking position. The big battle there was with Blake Brayley. I think Blake Brayley, is really good, but I think Reid Marnie almost played himself into a Queensland jersey if it wasn't for injury. So he had a really good season. Back row, this was a tough one. A lot of good options here, but I went with David Fafita and Josh Schuster. Fafita's been hit and miss at times, but the amount of tries he's scored, the amount of games he's arguably won off his own back, you've got to pick him. And Schuster's just been incredible for me. Ola Kawatu and Tupanua very, very unlucky to miss out. And Blake Laurie was also stiff to miss out ahead of Paseka. In the lock position, I've gone Cameron Murray. This wasn't much of a choice for me. I think Murray's the obvious option. In 14, I've actually picked a hooker, but I've gone with the specialist bench hooker because I believe he is one of the best hookers in the game, but because he is in not a myth team, but a team that doesn't have a big media market, and he comes off the bench, I think he gets overlooked, and that's Tommy Starling. I think when he comes off the bench for Canberra, they look like a top 4 team. When he's off, they look like a bottom 4 team. So, I think Tom Starling's incredible. Isaiah Papalee is another one I've got on there. Pretty unlucky not to get picked, to be honest, but his flexibility in the front row, lock, second row, I think he's a must-have there for me. Incredible season, buy of the year. And then I've got Liam Martin as well, similar to Papalee, very flexible, can play back row, can play front row. Very, very good player. Arguably gotten even better from last year where he was awesome for Penrith. And he's played a lot of bench this year with Kikau and Capewell being in the rotation. But Wherever he plays, he's awesome. And then in number 17, I've actually gone a utility. I've gone Matt Burton. Controversial, but his ability to play centre, 5'8", halfback, can probably play wing, could probably play fullback. I think he adds very good flexibility to this team. Stiff on like Reece Walsh and Ponga, but yeah, I think Burton just adds a different dimension to the team. So that's my 17 players born in 1997 or younger. Let me know yours in the comments, or if any of my selections were average. It was a bit of a rush, but I enjoyed making it. We'll be looking to do more stuff like that in the future. Right.
Papalee, Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle. Oh, the ball is close. He's given him! He's given him! Taylor Siddle's got